Welcome back. The first week of June is recognized as Bike to Work Week, and GoBike Buffalo is partnering with Independent Health to celebrate. Joining me now to talk about upcoming events are Kevin and Brianna. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Of course. Before we get into Bike to Work Week, can you tell us about GoBike Buffalo and what you do for this community outside of this week?
Sure. So GoBike works with people who walk, people who bike, people who roll in wheelchairs. We want to make our city and surrounding region more accessible and safe so that people of any age, any ability can get where they're going safely without needing to use a car.
That's right. Okay. Now tell us about Bike to Work Week and all of the events that you're hosting for it.
Yeah, so this is a special week where we are offering more support than ever for people who want to bike to work, whether it's something they do regularly or something they want to try for the first time. So we've been having breakfasts, we've been doing group rides, and tomorrow is our peak event. It's going to be at the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus, the Pocket Park. There will be free food, prizes, music, a free workout class with Evolve Fitness. It's going to be a really good time, so I hope people can join us.
Nice. Okay, now we're talking about Bike to Work Week and encouraging people to bike to work, obviously. But if someone is working a place that isn't particularly safe for biking, obviously I know that's your initiative to get to a place where everywhere is, but right now if it isn't, how else can they incorporate biking into their days?
Sure. Yeah, we realize for some people it's a big ask and an intimidating ask, and sometimes that can start with riding with a group of people. It can make you feel safer because you do have a right to all roadways, but if you're alone, sometimes that's a little harder to take on. So first thing is get a group. Second is, we talk about getting the last mile. So maybe you can pop your bike onto a bus and then get to where you're going, and before you get back on that bike and go. So there are a lot of different options, and if we're not talking about just getting to work and just wanting to ride, start in a park, start on the streets you feel most comfortable with until you build that confidence to go into the next road that gets you where you're going.
Do you want to talk about some of the benefits of biking over driving?
Sure. Yeah. Well, first there's our environment. In our city we have high asthma and cancer rates. So when you're biking, you are helping clean the air for yourself and your neighbors. But it's also going to improve your mental health, your cardiovascular health, your wallet as well.
Right.
We want to first reach those folks who may not have access to a car in the first place. Not just those who love to bike, but those who may need to bike. We want to help them out first. And then beyond that, you get to know your city. Cycling, walking, it connects our communities. It doesn't divide them the way that certain roads or urban highways can.
Definitely.
I think most of all, find a way to make it fun.
Yeah.
And it's been the biggest thing for me is that I feel like I can appreciate so much more within our city. Like you said, I see much more. I can appreciate the seasons and the seasons changing. I feel like I saw the flowers bloom this spring, and there's so much you can find along the way.
Yeah. And, choosing to bike to certain activities or events, or if you're just meeting up with your friends, it's just a great way to sneak in some exercise, right?
Yeah.
You're not worrying about parking, you're not stressed out about that.
It's true. Parking can be a mess sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about it, but Independent Health is one of, partnering with you. So why was it so important for Independent Health to be a part of this initiative?
Yeah, on our end, it's really important to us because sometimes it can be perceived as there's only a handful of people cycling in this town. I think Independent Health recognizes there are thousands, if not tens of thousands, of people who bike regularly, whether it's to work or just to get their exercise. Independent Health, recognizes when they're improving community health, not only is it good for their bottom line, but it's good for themselves, their community, their neighbors. So to have them as partners sort of legitimizes this entire effort of Bike Month to get people out in the spring, to set them up for a very healthy summer. So when that mental health, physical health improves through biking, that's why Independent Health wants to be a part of it.
Any tips on someone who doesn't have a bike and they're looking, maybe where should they start? Where's the kind of go-to? They say it's like riding a bike. Apparently it comes back to you, but it's been a lot of years for me. Where should I start?
Yeah, like I said, you start on your own street, right?
Yeah.
Or in a park you feel comfortable with. And if you don't have a bike, our workshop, with the help of our many volunteers, we get bikes donated all the time that we turn around to be able to sell them back or donate them back, whether you can afford a low price or whether you need it for free. We're a great place to start, but there's also so many locally owned bike shops that would love to have your business too.
Alrighty.
And the group rides, there's so many great group rides around the city. And this week, for Bike to Work Week, we're offering, we offered 2 group rides to downtown Buffalo today. And then tomorrow morning, we're leaving Delaware Park at 7 a.m. We're going to be riding down into the Pocket Park at Buffalo Niagara Medical Center for the big party there. So it'll be really fun. I hope people can join us.
Alrighty, Kevin and Brianna, thank you so much for coming in and sharing more. And viewers, if you would like to learn more about how you can celebrate Bike to Work Week, just visit GoBikeBuffalo.org. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chelsea.